One trade can change everything.
Hello everybody, happy Friday. Welcome to today's market update. We finally had some kind of a move. We've spent the majority of the month just in this range right here, and it's noticeably been driving everybody crazy. And we finally had some action yesterday, and with that also came some major moves on the alts. So those are some things that we'll keep an eye out for. As you guys know, usually on the weekend I take the weekend off of trading, but I did want to make a video today, and I want to take some time to talk about these last two pivots because we've absolutely killed these last two spots, at least so far. We definitely did with this one, and so far so good with this one. So I want to talk a little bit about my plan and why I kind of did what I did here. I have always had this idea that we are in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was always just a matter of like which was which, and for the longest time I really talked about this move here, and I said as long as we hold the 3A2, which we ended up deviating here, I do see a wave 5 where we end up going higher. And if you guys recall, the wave 5 wound up being a lot stronger and faster than I ever would have guessed. I mean, these moves up, it just happens so quickly. And as soon as we get up here, the very first thing that I said is put your range trading caps on. It's likely we're going to be ranging for a while, and we did just that for about 3 weeks now. And from here, and I'll dive into this a little bit, I had this really great idea just last Saturday that allowed me to actually short virtually the Pico top of this most recent move. Okay. So ultimately, just to kind of walk back on this was from June 12th. So if we're looking back on our dailies here, June 12th, we're talking right here. And I was saying, exactly what I was saying is I'm looking for this move down, 24.2 to 24.8 zone. And then from there, I'm going to look to long, and we're going to trade it back up at the very least to around 28K. And we did just that. Like I said, the move up was way faster and way stronger than we could have ever have expected. We wound up having some incredible gains on that long. And then for our most recent move here, this is what I was talking about, is last Saturday on the 8th here. I posted this chart with like a handful of different scenarios, and I kind of talked about what each of them meant. And I said, given the current information, I think that orange is most likely because it falls short of everybody's expectations. We have a bearish shark. It doesn't reach the wedge high, which is a weak move, and CT will want higher. There's no swing failure pattern. Everyone's watching the 32.4 swing failure pattern, and it fits within the wave 5 time frame. Okay, and like my theory was basically that bulls are going to want higher. Bears also want higher because they're eyeing that swing failure pattern. They just can't believe that would be the high. And even better yet, it came on the back piggyback of good news, right, with the XRP case. So, it fits a lot of the wave 5 characteristics. So, yeah, yesterday I'm like, oh, we're just about there. And then finally we hit the spot. I opened up the short at about 31.7. Funding rate's largely positive, 16 billion positive delta, and the harmonic was hitting right on target to the day. Okay, and I'll go ahead and address that when we get back to the charts. But yeah, I just caught a great short, 31.7. Hit the target short zone to the day. So far I'm very happy with this trade. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take a look at it and analyze whether or not this will continue to play out as well as we could have hoped. So again, having this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the wave 5 has to be wrapped up, by, I want to see that this is correct. It is 1 day off here. Let me just go ahead and move this over. Oh no, that was right. Okay. Yeah, so it would be, to fall within the rules of Elliott wave, we'd want this to wrap up by July 20th. Okay, and sort of the theory that I had was is that, oh, we'll get the ETF approval, everyone will get super bullish, we'll have one more pump, which will be the exit pump, and then we'll dump from there. Better yet, we had some XRP news, so it came up, go ahead, massive pump. Everybody's extremely bullish, calling for insane targets. Wave 5 is characterized by retailers getting heavily involved. Everybody is generally bullish. I have gotten a handful of texts from my friends saying, hey, is it now the time to buy? What's going on with Bitcoin? You're going to see people calling for crazy targets, a lot of positive news, positive sentiment, optimistic about the asset. All of these things are happening here, and yet price is failing to break out. And if we go ahead and zoom, if we zoom out here, I'll even go to a weekly chart. You can see that this zone, support, resistance. Why not resistance again, come down, and then, carry back on later on, right? So we'll go ahead and zoom in here, and I just want to, again, talk about some of what's happened here most recently and kind of why I thought about that, right? So the idea was we have this swing failure here. We have this weekly resistance, right? So this is support, resistance, back to resistance. This is our first time tapping it. It's the bottom of that macro channel that I pointed out in the previous chart. My theory is that all of the bears want price to come up here and do this. The bulls obviously just simply want higher. They're also expecting this. And so I thought to myself, what would be kind of I've been calling it like a lukewarm high, right? So I kind of had these scenarios drawn out. I was saying whatever happens in this range basically doesn't matter. It just matters what happens when we break out. We broke to the upside, and I was basically just looking for this orange scenario as my top scenario. And, like I said, the reason being is because it just falls short of everybody's expectations. We basically take out the high, and then, we start dumping. Like, how terrible would that be for everybody involved? Bears are sidelined. Bulls are getting wrecked because everyone's massively bullish. So I think it would work out really nicely. And better yet, if we go ahead and take a look, we have this harmonic here. And I just want to point out this harmonic, it's a really, really nice bearish shark harmonic that targets first the 618 here, which is also a monthly level. So this is a high time frame zone here. So this would be a great first target in the event that this does actually play out. Okay. So having all of those wave 5 characteristics, we are coming, sort of towards the end of when this wave 5 should complete. We have about 6 days before July 20th. So given that we just had this sweep at the highs, literally, by the way, if we go ahead and draw this, and I'll just draw another one for you, from here to here, we can see that the high was put in literally to the day that I called for, on, Saturday the 8th back here, right? I marked out Thursday the 13th, put in the high, just sweep this weekly, and then from there we should start to see a rejection. So that's playing out really, really nicely. It was, like I said, on the back of some really good news. We have the wave 5 confluence, and there's also massive amounts of positive delta, and funding rates are largely positive as well. So, so far, I really, really like what I'm seeing to confirm that this is indeed, some kind of a rejection. And really, if you look back here, what's interesting is we actually did sweep this high, did not quite make it to this one with this move here. Okay. And the daily, again, did close below the previous week high as well as the previous month high. So, things that you really want to see to confirm, again, like if we go ahead, and I'm just going to clean this chart up just a little bit here. If we go ahead and look at this, it's just this is the previous month high right here. It's really nice to see, this level hold as resistance with kind of a sweep of the high. That's sort of something that's bearish. And then we have these really nice lows here that are sort of just begging to get swept. So, just in the meantime, zooming in here, I am short. I'm going to continue to remain short. I'm not particularly crazy interested in shorting. I'm not overly eager to short a bunch of alts right now. I'm just gonna kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. But yeah, just looking back on our last couple trades, I'm so happy with how this one played out. Obviously, having a 2,800% PNL shot, was great. And I didn't even close it at the top. I closed it, at this level here. And now to be possibly short from the Pico high, if we do have continuation to the downside, that is really, ultimately that is what I want to see. I do want to see some immediate continuation to the downside. I really don't want to spend a whole lot of time, up here. I'm encouraged by the fact that we are sort of entering back into, this range here. And, I don't want to see this be a deviation and claim here and see continuation to the upside. That would totally invalidate my idea. My idea is that this is indeed the high. We will reject from here, and I want to see immediate continuation to the downside. Okay. So with that said, I'll go ahead and sign off. You guys enjoy your weekends. Take some time off. We've been absolutely crushing in the Discord. You guys deserve a little time off. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this move played out. It's super exciting when you see a harmonic play out to the day, to the absolute dollar on the target of what you're looking for, because it's such a powerful and complex tool. And to see it play out perfectly like that is awesome. And I've only seen it happen a couple other times on a higher time frame. So again, enjoy your weekend. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be active in the Discord today and partially through the weekend as well.